Hey there. Sorry here. Did you miss me? So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed my quick guides that I put out for the level 99 no mods clears. I haven't done a serious rank 1 clear yet, but this boss is definitely challenging, which I really like. I I think this is a nice step in the right direction as far as like challenging bosses go. I know there's like a couple of quirks with it, like a lot of people having issues with the status ailment resist modifier. Yeah, that one's a very tricky one to get around. There have been a few people that have done rank 1 clears, sort of getting around that. Basically by killing one or all of the units to get rid of the ailment resist down. But yeah, that I think it's really neat to see the community put together some really cool ways to figure out how to get around this. I haven't had the time to really get that serious about it, but I did do like a sort of middle of the pack. You can see my current score. I really wanted to do an Earth team. I'm so disappointed. Probably my biggest gripe with the current Clash of Wills boss. I think the Clash of Wills boss is pretty fun, and it's definitely challenging. My biggest gripe with it though is that they, even though it says it's weak to Earth, there is no innate Earth weakness. So it has like a 40% innate weakness to fire and dark, but it has no innate weakness to Earth. It's just 0%. And so basically that means going Earth is, I don't think that it's possible to get a rank 1 with an Earth team, which I was really disappointed in, because when it first came out and I saw that Earth was a weakness, immediately in my mind I was already like, finally Tsukiko, and we're gonna bring Sylvie for the Earth amp. We're gonna bring Tsukiko. Finally, Tsukiko is gonna actually get to come in and like deal some respectable damage. Like I don't think we've had an Earth weak boss since Tsukiko came out, like her own Clash of Wills. I think that's like the only time she's ever been able to come in and like actually use her her main strength and her main element. She's been able to use light and fire before, and she's been great for that, but Earth was finally her chance to actually come in and be like a competent damage dealer again, and then they go and do this. It was very disappointing, but I wanted to do an Earth team anyways because I'm stubborn, and that was the first team that came to my mind when this one was announced. So I'm going to show you guys how to do. It's definitely not going to be an all mods clear. All right, it's not rank 1. But for those of you that just want to know, like, all right, how to like. If I want to throw some mods in there and I want to like try and survive the boss for more than 3 turns, because all my no mods clears are 3-turn clears. This clear is going to be for those of you that maybe your team's just not as strong and you can't kill it in 3 turns. You want to see what it takes to survive for up to 10 turns. So this is going to be a 10-turn clear. This will be sort of the guide for you. So the mods I'm going to turn on for this one, this is going to be a 180% mod. I'm going to do Defense and Spirit 30, Enemy Elemental Resist plus 25, Party Elemental Resist minus 100. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Attack and Mag mods, and then I'm going to turn on the HP 175% for a total 180%. I'm not going to mess with the Enemy Elemental Resist plus 50% because there's no innate Earth in peril. If she had the same 40% innate Earth weakness, I could turn on that 50% Elemental Resist mod and be just fine. Unfortunately, they decided to screw Earth on that one. All right. I cannot turn on the Defense and Spirit 75% because I won't hit the damage cap, because the new damage cap is now 5 billion. And so if I turn on that 75% modifier, I won't hit the damage cap for the damage cap score. I'm also leaving off the other enemy HP mods, just because that would make the fight last even longer. For you, depending on the strength of your team, you may want to play around with some of these mods, maybe turning 1 or 2 off. I mean, if you think you can, if your team's doing even better or you're even stronger, you can obviously turn on more, but you're probably not going to be using an Earth team if you're like seriously going for a higher bonus mod. This is just something that I was playing around with, having fun, playing with an Earth team. So this was the most reliable set of modifiers I could use for this team. All right, so you gotta pick and choose, see what you guys want to do. So here's the team. It's, we're not using any like brand new units, not using Aya. The newest unit on this roster is the new Elena, and she's of course here to be our tank as well as our leader skill. But I'm using a lot of old units, so if you have these units, and you can do at least, see, it only takes 7 EX levels to get this score. Now, when you look at the gear, you're probably going to notice these units, I am using some pretty good gear to get these modifiers. So you may not be able to do all of these modifiers. You may need to turn off, one of the bulk modifiers or something like that. Kind of play around with it, see what you get. But anyways, this is just to show you guys how to get through a 10-turn clear with the following team. Let's get through it first, and then I will show you the I'll show you the gear at the end. Okay, so turn 1 is definitely a tricky turn. You've seen in my no mods clears, several different ways to sort of approach the first turn, because the boss is going to do several single target physical attacks that are incredibly strong, and they are going to ignore provoke. They are going to target the unit with the highest defense. So Sylvie has the highest defense on the party. Now you can cover it. You can cover it with physical cover or omni cover, so that's one option. I'm actually going to let Sylvie tank it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Burgeoning Defense, Compassionate Knight, that's for break and ailment resists, and then Elemental Vines for the earth buff, because the only elemental damage this boss does is earth. All right, so having Sylvie's 200% buff means nobody has to worry about building for resists. Okay, so we'll do that. Elena is not going to omni cover. Now, if your Sylvie dies on this turn, because you don't have, you don't have the right gear for her and she dies every time, you can use the omni cover. That's fine. Use the omni cover. Elena will survive it, no problem. Okay, but I'm not going to use the omni cover. I'm just doing some morale fill, so she'll do her magic cover, sanctuary for the mitigations, because this does 80% physical and magic mitigations, demon and human, which is very nice. And then I'm just going to do with this power, I'll protect you solely for the morale fill. That's the only reason why I'm using that, for the 500 morale. All right, Tsukiko is going to do Blessed Omamori, Prayer of Protection, and Maiden's Consecration Earth to imbue. Kaito started in normal form with the Empress's Rod for the turn 1 morale fill, so he can now shift. And he's just going to do triple deep submersion. We're just filling up morale as quickly as we can these first few turns. So Chizuru is going to do Strong Samurai Spirit. Focus Strength for the Mirage stacks. That's just going to help take some of the sting out of those single target physicals. And then Focused Body, which does an 85% physical mitigation. And so that will also help make sure that Sylvie survives. All right, 2B is just going to do her Brace Shifted LB. We're going to do her normal 3-turn setup. Okay. You can chain these guys. It's not going to deal any relevant damage because the boss has 75% general mitigation and the defense and spirit buffs up, so it's going to do like hardly any damage. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, you can see as bulky as my Sylvie is, all right, that still did more than half of her HP. So if you're not able to bulk your Sylvie up that much, then you'll want to have Elena do her Omni cover on that turn. And it's fine, because we don't need Elena's Omni cover again until like turn 8, so it's perfectly fine to use it on turn 1. Alright, so on this turn, again, we're just doing some morale fill here, so Elena will do Benediction, that's her cover again, Shining Protection for the Provoke, which also does, if it'll show you, 300 morale fill, and then Crystal Echo for the party field. Okay, Tsukiko's just going to do double prayer for morale fill, and then Purging Mandala Earth for the Earth Imperil field. So you see that gives us a total 145 in peril. If we turned on that, if we turned on that extra 50% enemy elemental resist mod, that would only be a 95% in peril, which just is not enough to deal sufficient damage to this boss. Certainly not to hit the damage cap. I have considered bringing, trying to bring Tulian, and I might actually do that in a future clear, bringing in Tulian. We'll see, because Tulian can do a 160 in peril. But yeah, that's something to think about for the future. All right. All we're going to do here is just triple true charge blade. That'll give everybody a human killer. Plant pulverizer from Chizuru for the plant killer for the party. All right, Sylvie's going to go ahead and shift. All right, we're going to do Marion's Blessing Earth for the Earth ramp. I've got your back on 2B to refill her LB and give us some morale fill. And then we're going to do Cheerful Paladin Strike for more morale fill. All right, Kaito is going to do Torrential Downpour for killers and Double Deep Submersion. Okay. So we'll just send them. Again, this is going to do highly irrelevant damage because of the boss's mitigations and buffs. Okay. All right, so on this turn we are going to do a burst. Because the idea is we want to try and push the 50% threshold by turn 5. That way the boss goes ahead and heals itself all the way back to full. And then we're going to do our biggest burst, like our damage cap burst, on turn 9. Because realistically, you can't do big bursts like except every third turn, because the boss always has undispellable physical and magic mitigation up on turns in between there. All right, so Chizuru is going to shift, do her Brave Shifted LB. Sylvie is going to do Paladin's Offense, Defense, and Poach Demon on 2B, because 2B is going to be our strongest damage dealer. We're going to go ahead and shift Tsukiko. Let her do her LB. Elena is going to guard, because this turn is going to be very harsh on Elena. A lot of magic damage, very strong magic damage. The boss is going to have an attack and mag buff up, and so it's definitely going to hurt. So Elena is going to guard. As much as I'd love to have her contribute to the damage, she is going to guard to make sure she does not die. Kaito will also do his LB. All right, so we're going to start Tsukiko, and then we'll send our chainers. Nice. All right, so now Elena can just guard. All right, hey, we beat the old damage cap. All right, so the boss heals for 20%. That's fine. All right, now on this turn, Elena gets to do some damage. All right, because all the boss is going to do on this turn is just some morale fill. It's not actually going to deal any damage to the party. So this is our chance to do another good burst. Actually, before we do any damage, Kaito is just going to do a normal attack, because you see the boss. See, the boss has the buffs back up. You can dispel the defense and spirit buffs. You cannot dispel the mitigation or the attack and mag buff. Those are all undispellable. But the mitigations are only 25% from now on. So for the first 3 turns, it's 75%, which is why the damage is so crappy. But from here on, the mitigations are only 25%. So you can still do some damage, but you got to get rid of the defense and spirit buffs. So Kaito is just going to do a normal attack, which does Purifying Edge, which does a perfect dispel. Okay. Sylvie is going to come back to normal form. She's going to do Compassionate Night, because we've got to re-up that ailment resist, make sure that that's good, because she's going to be busy doing other things up until turn 9. And then elemental vines, elemental petals, all right, to re-up our mitigations and our earth buff. Okay. All right, Tsukiko's going to do triple Fox's Karma Earthquake. Chizuru's going to do dedicated Samurai Slash, because we're more concerned about filling morale. All right, filling morale is much more difficult now, because they've increased the amount of morale needed to hit 200%. And so that's why we're still at like only 159, 160 right now. It takes a lot more morale to reach 200%. Another reason why you want to put off your biggest burst for turn 9, because we're probably not even going to hit 200% morale until like turn 7 or 8. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. All right, so this should be a pretty good burst. Should pretty close to 50%. Like, you want to be pretty close to 50% on this turn, so that you can comfortably hit 50% next turn. Okay, so I'll send Elena and then all the chainers. Yeah, nice. All right, so that should put us well within reach of pushing 50%. All right, so yeah, the boss does like no damage on that turn, which is nice. It has also imbued itself with earth. Okay, so the boss actually is imbued with earth on this turn, which we can take advantage of. So we're going to shift Tsukiko back. She's just going to do triple prayer of purification for morale fill, and also to get rid of the earth imperil. All right, because we've all been imperiled to earth. Okay, we definitely don't want that. So let's get rid of that with Tsukiko. All right, Sylvie is going to shift. She's going to put Poach Demon on 2B again for next turn. All right, and then we are going to just do double Cheerful Paladin for morale fill. All right, Kaito. He'll go ahead and do Torrential Downpour, Natural Flux, Deadly Stream. All right, Elena on this turn. She will do Benediction. Again, we're doing morale fill here, Shining Provocation, and we'll do a Barblizage. All right, 2B is going to go ahead and use Supreme Support Weapon so that her LB is ready next turn. Then double True Charge Blade. Chizuru just does another dedicated Samurai Slash, because again, we just want to fill up morale as quickly as possible. Actually, what I think I'll do here, let's do Benediction, Shining, and Pollux Blade. Because Elena's the one who we really want to make sure her LB is full. Okay, I think that is what we want to do. Yep, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and send her. Okay, and we should be good there. All right, so yeah, comfortably pushing the 50% threshold. So now the boss heals herself back to full. Even if you use the heal reduction with Melissa, boss still heals itself to full. It does a 100% heal. So cut that in half, that's 50%. So even then, that would have been back to like 95%. So it's kind of like, it's like whatever. All right, it's going to heal itself basically back to full no matter what. All right, so we're going to do another burst on this one. Okay. Sylvie is going to make sure she does a, she's going to do a normal attack here because she is going to die. Yeah, there's just like no getting around it. You could have Elena do an Omni cover on this turn if you wanted to take those really strong physical attacks, but it's better just to let Sylvie take them and re-raise. So Elena on this turn is going to have the more important task of just doing triple bar Blizzaja after everyone's done their LBs. Chizuru is just going to do Plant Pulverizer again. All right, Kaito's just going to be do triple Deep Submersion. Tsukiko is going to shift. Actually, let's do... No, Tsukiko is going to do Blessed Omamori, Maiden's Consecration Earth, and Prayer of Purification. Okay. And then Sylvie. Yeah, Sylvie's just doing a normal attack. That's right. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm doing all this right. Yep. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do our attack and mag buff. And we should be good. All right, so this should do hopefully a decent little chunk of damage here. Okay. All right, Tsukiko dies. That's fine. She re-raises. All right. All right, so now Sylvie is going to shift. All right, we're going to start an Earth Ramp. We're going to do, yeah, just the Earth Ramp and then double Cheerful Paladin. Okay. Elena on this turn, all right, is going to do her cover, Sanctuary, and Bar Blizzaja. Okay, because we need to get, we need to get 2B up and running. So let's do Marion's Blessing Earth. Let's do a Poached Demon on 2B, Clever Paladin Strike. Actually, no. Nope, we don't want to do Poached Demon, sorry. Let's do, come on. All right, we're going to do Marion's Blessing Earth for the Earth Ramp, so we do our burst on turn 9. All right, and then double Clever Paladin. All right, Kaito on this turn, his most important job is to do Undulating and Unpredictable. So this way we extend all the breaks and imperils. We also get rid of the, this time we're going to get rid of the attack and mag buffs so that we don't worry about dying at any point between now and our burst turn. All right, and then we'll do Torrential Downpour for killers. All right, so now we've gotten rid of all the attack and mag, defense and spirit buffs. We've extended all the breaks and imperils and everything, so we don't have to worry about that for a while. All right, Tsukiko on this turn. All right, she can do some chaining with Fox's Karma to chain with 2B, because 2B needs to shift and do her Brave Shifted LB. All right, we're going to do another Plant Pulverizer just to chain and deal some damage here. All right, and then we will wait until after everyone's gone to send Elena just to do some more LB fill for everybody. All right, let's do the attack and mag buffs. Okay, and we should be good to go, so let's do it. Nice. All right. That's pretty much where you want it. So the boss is going to do another 20% heal, not this turn, but I think next turn. So that's just something to be aware of. Okay, so the boss does some strong magic damage, non-elemental magic damage, and then some earth elemental magic damage. That's why Elena is able to resist it. Okay, so on this turn, Tsukiko is just going to do a mag store. So I've got the Cherished Gift. That's that card from the Ayaka banner back during Christmas. If you don't have that, hopefully you have like Magic Boost Plus. You can use it just to give her a mag store so that when she does her LB next turn, she'll have that stored. Okay. Now in this turn, Elena is going to do her Omni cover. And I think a couple of Bar Blizages. We'll see how everyone's LB gauge is doing, actually. I should do that first. So 2B is going to do Tyvis' Spirit for the mod boost. So is Chizuru. Okay. So we'll see how 2B is looking there. So Sylvie is going to do Poach Demon on 2B. Paladin's Defense for the Mirage. That's very important. And then we'll do Clever Paladin Strike, just to make sure we've filled up our LB gauges. Let's see how that does, because that'll dictate whether or not Elena needs to do a Bar Blizzaja. Yeah, I don't think she's going to need to do a Bar Blizzaja, which is nice. So we can just do her Omni cover, this power, and Shining Provocation, so that we get maximum morale on this turn. Because as you can see, we're still not at 200%, but we should be there next turn, no problem. All right, especially because all Kaito's going to do is just triple Deep Submersion for morale fill. Notice that we've never used Crashing Wave on this fight. All right, so that's actually that's on purpose, because you don't want to dispel the boss when it imbues itself with earth. So that can be, I've made that mistake a few times. All right, so let's go ahead and just send everybody there. So the boss is going to do some non-elemental magic, and then it's going to do those really strong single target physicals, which Elena will cover. She might even Mirage all of them, actually, because I think it only does one set. Yeah, it only does one set. Normally it does two sets of those physicals, which normally the first one gets Mirage, and then it's the second set that usually kills your unit. All right, so Sylvie can do her Brave Shifted LB. All right, we're ready for our big burst. We got to hit at least 5 billion. It's probably not going to kill the boss from here. Like, we simply can't deal enough damage to kill the boss from here with the HP mods turned on that I have. But depending on which mods you have turned on, you might kill the boss from here. Okay, and we can go all in. There's no problem with everybody contributing on this one, because the boss is going to do nothing on this turn. It's one of those no damage turns, and so it's perfectly free. And then next turn, we're just going to refill everyone's LBs and do another burst. Okay. So let's so we'll send Tsukiko first, okay, and let her go, and then we'll send all of our chainers. Nice, that was a good burst. I think I've been averaging like 6 billion. 6.3, nice. Okay, so the damage cap is 5, so we went way overkill on the damage cap, and that's fine. But we're in good position now to kill the boss from here. Okay, now do keep in mind the boss does re-up. It re-ups its defense and spirit buffs. Okay, you notice it's added earth element to itself. And so as long as, if you don't think you're going to kill on this turn, then all you have to do is make sure that you dispel your imperils. Okay, so Tsukiko can take care of that, but we're definitely going to kill from here, so I'm not going to worry about that. We're just going to refill LBs using triple Bar Blizzaja. All right, and then Sylvie. I just got to make sure everyone's still imbued, right? We should still be imbued with Earth. Yeah. All right, yeah, we got it for one more turn. That's what I thought. Thanks to Tsukiko. All right, and so here we're just going to refill. Okay. We're just refilling LBs. And everyone's just going to go again. All right, because the nice thing about Tsukiko is that her her LB actually does a perfect dispel, so that's going to get rid of the defense and spirit buffs for us, which is awesome. And so yeah, we don't even have to worry about Kaito doing like a normal attack or anything. We just send Tsukiko first, which she has to go first anyways, and she perfect dispels everything for us, so it's nice. Now, obviously, if you're worried you're not going to kill the boss, you know, remember Tsukiko will want to remove your earth imperils from your party, or else you're probably going to die this turn. All right, but we don't have to worry about that. All right, so now just LB, LB, LB. Okay, and we should be good to go. So we'll send Tsukiko first to do the perfect dispel, and then send everybody else, and it's game over. All right, and there we go. 10 turns, 180%. It's not gonna, obviously not gonna get your rank 1, but you know, the way that this one is going, there are very few people that are actually reaching rank 1 status. So, you know, I don't know if this score is gonna remain in like the top 1,000. It might, but that's just an example of how you could potentially get, you know, get a decent score. So here's the damage spread. So you see Tsukiko, you know, when you finally get an Earth Element boss, she can actually deal, you know, relevant damage. You know, she's keeping up with Chizuru. Now, I know both of them are very old units. Gumi's definitely pushing for you know, rewarding people that have the newest units like Elisperis and Aya Bria. You know, they're definitely pushing in that direction, it seems. 2B, of course, doing 2B things. 2B is you know, friggin' amazing as a still a top tier damage dealer here. But you know, there are definitely, if you're going for a rank 1 clear, this is definitely not the team that you're going to use. Okay, but this should give you some ideas of how to at least survive 10 turns if you're just doing a lower mods clear, right? That's all I wanted to do here for you guys. And yeah, so there we go. I'm done farming, so I don't really care what they give me. Dismiss. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the gear. All right, so let me in here, and let's turn on the Party Elemental Resist down mod so you see what that looks like. Okay, we'll start with 2B. So 2B is equipped with Ifrit for the 125% plant killer, so she, you know, comes in capped with plant killer. She gets all the best clash gear, as you can see. So Ruler's Chainmail, Ruler's Crown, Magister's Ring for the chain cap boost. I'm using her own STMR. You could obviously use the Dark Vision Katana if you wanted to, you know, EPing her out a little bit more. And then, yeah, she hits Human Killer basically innately. So all she needs is some Demon Killer to finish capping that up. She's got her own vision card. You could honestly put a better vision card on her probably, because really all the vision card does for is you know, gives her a little bit of Human Killer and the 500 flat stats, but we have cards out there that can probably do even better for her. So she is capped on everything: 300 demon, human, plant, and LB damage. Pretty much same thing in a Brave Shift form. You just take out one of the demon killers, put in Tyvus Spirit there, but otherwise all the gear is exactly the same. Pretty much same spread of killers, just a little bit less demon killer because we take out that one demon killer materia. All right, and that's 2B for you. She doesn't need anything else special. So Elena really just needs a lot of bulk. I gave her a lot of defense bulk as well on turns where she might take the physical, especially if you are Elena. if you're going to have your Elena tanking all of the physical damage as well on those like really strong physical turns, you'll definitely want to bulk up her defense stat as well. So here's the gear that I gave her. Prophet's Diadem isn't required, but it does help with her MP issues. So if you're having a lot of MP issues with your Elena, that's definitely a good equip for her. It gives her a lot of MP. Otherwise, you just need to bulk her up with Spirit, and you just got to make sure that she, she doesn't have more than 100% Earth in peril, because the boss, on the turns where it matters, we're going to be dispelling the boss's imperil anyways. So as long as you don't have less than 100% imperil after turning on that modifier, Sylvie covers you with the 200% buff. You're good to go. All right, so just gave her a lot of gear to give her a lot of TDH defense and spirit there. I gave her this vision card just for like general bulk. All right, you want to bulk her up as much as possible. So whatever vision card you have, you might have a better one for general bulk. If you have like the Midnight Revelers card, that's a good one. So yeah, that's an option. I didn't even use her Brave Shift form at all. You could use her Brave Shift form if you wanted to. You could give her like fiendish armor for the undispellable mitigations or something like that. That's something you can do. All right, so Kiko in her normal form is whatever. We don't care. It's irrelevant. But in her Brave Shift form, you do want to build her for damage. So I just gave her all the best gear that I could. She's EX3, so she doesn't need Chain Cap boost. But if yours is EX2, obviously you need to give her some form of Chain Cap boost. So here's all the gear that I used just to get her to full LB damage, Esper damage, Evo damage. That's all you need. Okay. And this is the vision card that comes with the Cherished Gift. That's the Mag Store. So if you do have this card, great. If not, then I would recommend putting Magic Boost Plus, which is Dark Reign's TMR, putting that in her normal form somewhere so she gets a Mag Store. All right. And that's pretty much it for Tsukiko. Yep. All right, moving on. Chizuru in a normal form, you definitely want to build her for damage because she is going to be using her Plant Pulverizer quite a bit to deal some damage. So Crystal Diadem comes with Demon Killer, I believe. Yep. So Demon Killer, that's from Rick's thing. Ruler's Regalia, Magister's Ring. She doesn't need the Chain Cap boost because she's EX3, but if yours is only EX2, then Magister's Ring it is. Tyvis's Spirit for the mod boost for the big burst, and then just filling out her killers. She needs a lot of help on Demon and Human. She caps Plant innately, so just give her lots of Demon and Human killer. See, she's not even capped on Human, unfortunately, but that's all right. You don't have to worry about LB damage in her normal form, but you do have to worry about it in her Brave Shift form. So same gear here, but then we just gave her some extra killers and some extra LB damage, so that she is capped on all her killers and her LB damage in this form. Gave her Wilk's vision card. That's primarily for the morale fill. Okay, if you have a better vision card for her, put it on her. That'd be great. Sylvie, so she is, yeah, you probably see that defense stat there, and that is so that she basically provokes those really strong single target physical attacks. All right, that's why she has such a high defense stat. I will go ahead and tell you, she's got Jex, premium Jex vision card to bulk her up. If you don't have this vision card for her, then I would definitely, still definitely put a high defense card on her so that she still has a higher, you want to make sure she has higher defense than Elena. That's the most important thing, so that she provokes those single target physicals. But if you don't have that vision card to bulk up her HP, or if you don't have like Midnight Revelers card, that might work as well. Then my recommendation would be to have Elena use her Omni Cover on turn 1. That's the most dangerous turn for Sylvie. Sylvie's going to re-raise herself on turn 6, which is the other turn that we get those powerful single target physical attacks. And so that's fine. And then on turn, I think it's 8, she only does one of the single target attacks, so you're just going to Mirage that anyways. So yeah, if you don't have this card, you can still work around it by having Elena cover the single target on turn 1. All right, just make sure that Sylvie's defense stat is higher than Elena's. Okay, Blizzard Orbs just for counters, Midsummer Boater for some guts in case she needs it. Pretty much same gear in both forms. She does have perfect provocation and 100% evasion, but I don't know that it's necessary. Okay, just get that defense stat higher than Elena's. That's the most important thing. Kaito in his normal form, Empress's Rod, Treasure Memorial Ring, Honorable Rod Art, so we can equip that for that turn 1 LB fill. Otherwise, he's in his normal form for the rest of the fight. So here we're just maxing out killers as much as we can. Kelger's Cape is actually great because it does 50% human and plant killer, which is really handy. Guy's Belt is nice because it does 75% Man-Eater, also 100% HP, which is great. Cypher's Coat is nice because it does 50% human killer on it. All right, Scanning Goggles is great because it does plant killer. And then we're just capping up his plant killer. He hits demon pretty easily, so really you just need to worry about human and plant killer on him. And then Lone Swordsman is great because it has 100% plant killer. If you don't have it, it's fine. It's not going to make or break Kaito's damage, but it definitely helps him. So there we've got 250 demon, 275 human, 300 plant. Good to go. All right, so that's our build. All right, that's our team. That's how we got it done with 180% mods. Hopefully it helps you guys. I'm not sure if I'm gonna really strive to go for rank 1 because it seems to me that a rank 1 clear requires either Ellisparus or the new unit Aya, and I am not. I'm not convinced that I'm gonna pull for Aya. I may use my anniversary 10+1 tickets and see if I can pick up an Aya, and then if I can, I'll do some pulls on the step up to get the summon coins for her shards. But I'm gonna wait on the news. For one thing, I'm gonna wait on the news tomorrow. For the other thing, you may have seen that they have a new NeoVision Plus over on the JP side, which will eventually come over to Global, and I'm gonna wait and see. Hopefully they're going to announce some more information on that because the JP anniversary starts this week. I'm hoping they're going to announce a bit more information on what this NeoVision Plus is. And then that'll kind of dictate whether or not I start hoarding Lapis until NeoVision Plus comes around, right? So a lot of things to consider this week. If I do any pulls for Aya, it'll be on Wednesday. And if I do some pulls, I will definitely record them and post that video for you guys. So thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.